Welcome to the weekly sales kickoff. I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. I wrote the book, A Mind for Sales, and I want you to have a mind for sales on Monday and every day, and I'm putting out right now for you, and I want you to get signed up for it, weekly sales kickoff. What is it? It is a video that you're going to receive every Monday morning. It's going to contain 3 parts. 1 is inspiration, 2 is development, and 3 is application. What do I mean? Inspiration to kick your week off right. 2, development, help you from a training standpoint. And 3, application, as to how you put it into play. You see, every week, hey, if you're watching this, I want you to show this to your sales manager, because I want all of you to be receiving this every Monday. It's how we're going to make the most of Mondays, because I did write the book, A Mind for Sales, and there is a chapter in there on how to make Mondays great. But let's get into this first piece of inspiration right now this morning. What is it about? It's about, if you have the ability to help someone, then it is your responsibility to reach out to them. Right now, today, there are more than 1,000 people who need to hear from you. There are more than 1,000 people who need to hear from you. But they won't hear from you unless you pick up the phone, unless you reach out to them. You see, you have the ability to help somebody. If you have the ability to help someone, it is your responsibility. Let's walk through this. Think about this for a moment. If somebody knew that they could help you and you needed help, maybe you didn't know you needed help, but they knew they could help you and they chose not to reach out to you, would you be upset at them when you eventually find out? Yes, you would. You would be upset at them. You see, this is what's beautiful about the role of sales. We help people. You see, if I have the ability to help someone, it's our responsibility. Hey, if you were to see a house on fire, and we'll say you don't know the people there. Oh no, I don't know the people there, so it's not my responsibility. No, you would immediately work to help to find out if they're all okay, if they're out of there, and what you can do. You would do that because you have the ability to help somebody. You wouldn't sit there and say, well, I don't know those people, so I'll let somebody else do it. Or, well, maybe I'll send them a Facebook message, or I'll try to connect with them on Instagram. No, you would reach out to them right now. You see, sales is about urgency. What you do is about urgency, because you have the ability to help people. I can't stress this enough. There's 1,000 people, there's more than 1,000 people, there's tens of thousands of people out there who need what you have, but they will never know it unless you reach out to them. Ready to move into the development part? Development part. Another piece I talk about in my book, A Mind for Sales, CFT, Customer Facing Time. See, how much time do you spend customer facing? You see, you want to challenge yourself. Am I truly spending time CFT? Now, what is CFT? CFT is about one simple thing: customer facing time. What I see too many salespeople doing is they spend time doing everything but spending time with customers. They got to take care of this report. They do this, they do this, they do it, especially when it comes to prospecting. You see, I want you to be doing one thing, and that is increasing your CFT. But I want you breaking it down even further. I want you breaking it down into 2 ways. I want you to be breaking it down in terms of CFT with existing customers and CFT with prospects. Because here's again what I find. Too many salespeople, what they do is they're afraid to prospect, so they're going to spend all their time dealing with existing customers. Well, I got to take care of this. I got to take care of this. And I can make up a litany of excuses. But see, what you want to do is you want to have 2 buckets. You want to have CFT with existing customers and CFT with prospects. You see, I told you in the inspiration part that there's 1,000 people out there who need to hear from you. What's keeping you back? With that, let's go to the application part. The application part is, I want you to look at your calendar. And I want you to begin blocking out time on your... Now, don't just block out time for CFT. No! I want you to create a matrix. 4 boxes. There are 4 boxes of what I call CFT. There is CFT for existing customers, and prospects. I shared that with you in the development piece, but here in the application, you're going to break it down even further. You're going to break it down even further because there is time that you spend planning and time that you spend doing. You see, what you're going to do is I want you to be setting aside time on your calendar. Talk about it with your sales manager. Talk about it with your peers right now. When we get done here, and say, how much time do I need to be spending in terms of prospecting? And when I break that down, I'm going to break it down to planning to prospect and actually doing it. Planning is, or maybe I should say preparing to prospect. So, this is getting my leads in order, getting all my getting my call to actions in place, getting my emails in place, getting all that. That's the planning, preparing to prospect. And then there's the actual prospecting time. You see, if I wind up only having one bucket, what I'll do is I'll spend all my time planning and preparing and won't actually do it. So I'm going to set aside 2 separate buckets. So those are 2 quadrants. In the other 2 quadrants, you have CFT for existing customers and CFT work that you're doing for existing customers. Now, this is what's interesting. The CFT work for existing customers is always what overpowers everybody's calendar. But you have to block it and say, I'm only going to allow 30 minutes. That's it. That's it. Because otherwise what happens, if you don't block that time, it will wind up taking up the whole day. And you'll be busy, but you won't be productive. So your application here is very simple. I want you to create 4 boxes, and you're going to start putting time. You're going to start assigning time. Now, you don't have to assign time every day to each one of the 4. Chances are with existing customers, you probably will. But on prospecting, you may not. Prospecting, it may be only every other day, or maybe it's only a couple days a week. I don't know. You know your situation. But you have to create dedicated windows of time. So the 4 windows are on the CFT prospecting. It's planning, preparing, doing it. Doing it is when I'm actually picking up the phone, making the call, sending an email. I'm talking to prospects. I'm having discovery calls. I'm making it happen. On the other side, it's CFT in terms of working on customers and actually connecting with customers. Now again, each person is going to have a different set of time allocated each. This has been this week's inspiration, development, and application. My job is very simple. I want you to have the most powerful, most incredible, most successful week possible. And you do that by kicking off Monday fast. I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Center. Look for another weekly sales kickoff next Monday morning, and make sure you get signed up to be receiving this every week. Great selling.